How's it, Sean from Fitz? Welcome to Rebel Incorporated Escalations. Right, just to say that I'm back again after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks of being off. I just took off for 2 weeks, like you see my last video was 2 weeks ago. You got to make videos if you want to make them. You can't make them if it feels like work and stuff like that. So I feel like making videos again. And I got a great game to show you guys. So that's why I'm back here. Alright, so Rebel Inc. This is a game I picked up the other day. It's made by Endemic Creations. It's a counterinsurgency warfare. I'll explain that to you now. They made a few games. They made this Rebel Inc., which was very popular. So is this one. Also, and they've got a third game, like a survival after the apocalypse type game as well. It looks also good. But these two have been very positive on Steam. Now, this is the most, I must admit, and you probably agree with me, this is the most undeveloped genre in the PC wargame field. I mean, a lot of board games have this counterinsurgency warfare, like Fire in the Lake and Labyrinth. You find a lot. It's very popular in the board games, but not in the PC or computer game place. There's one or two games that cover Afghanistan and Angola, also counterinsurgency, but it's not popular and it's not a big genre. It's very undeveloped. I must admit, the most undeveloped field you'll find, because it has so much potential. Now, if you think of counterinsurgency war, with Vietnam is a large-scale counterinsurgency war. Okay, hearts and minds, winning the hearts and minds of people. Afghanistan, Iraq. When the coalition forces took over and they had to stabilize the region, and then they left after they stayed. But very similar to this. In fact, this was developed with Afghanistan in mind. It also won some awards or shown off in the Peace Accord somewhere. Very extensively researched game. Very high quality game. But it's not of a specific place. Like it's modeled on that. It's not like you play in fictional environments with different. I'm going to show it to you now. Don't worry. I'll show it. It's such an undeveloped field. And I absolutely love this game. I completely enjoy it. I never thought I would, because it's not direct warfare. I mean, if you think of South Africa, when we had the ANC, that was counterinsurgency war. It wasn't like a war against it's internal politics, winning the hearts and minds of people, the government, the regime trying to stabilize the country, that sort of thing. That's counterinsurgency warfare. Unique, very undeveloped in the field of wargaming. Very undeveloped. Such a good genre, and it's pity. This is one of, I haven't played any of the other counterinsurgency. It's my first counterinsurgency warfare game, and I must admit I'm blown away. It's so much. I thought, like this thing, I probably wouldn't be interested. It's like low intensity warfare and the police and developing initiatives and projects and the World Bank. I love it. You'll see, it actually is such a good game. And it's map driven. Like, let me just give you an idea here. Okay, you can't see this down here, but you've got load multiplayer, you've got a scenario creator, you've also got a stats and leaderboard which shows you how far you've come and all the scenarios you've done. Single player, you've got scenarios that you can play. You can also download some scenarios from the internet, because it's got workshop support, which is brilliant, and you've got official scenarios you can play. You've got a campaign mode, a speed run, where you pick something, and I don't know if you go through it in a certain amount of time or whatever, but there's a speed run. Campaign mode, where you play with, now each map, and what's unique about this is that the map creates the scenario in a sense, because each map is different. Some maps, the World Bank is very high, or you get very good support from foreign countries. Some maps, like here, there's a crime syndicate, crime is high. Some maps, they have creative accountants, access to. So each map has got its very own unique parameters around it, and then you play in that map within those parameters. I'll show you how it works. It's so good. You've got a weekly challenge as well. You've got a brutal and strategic. And then you've got the main game, which is based on scenarios. Now I'm going to show you Saffron Fields, but because it's an example, a tutorial sort of scenario. It's very generic tutorial. But you got your mountain pass and all the things that affect it. I wish I could show you here. I'll show it to you now. Let's just see the scenarios. Like, for example, yeah, you see, each map is so unique. Like Oil and Thunder, Golden Sands, in the desert. It has been seized by the insurgency, and they're threatening to set fire to your oil if the coalition attempts to take it back. Secure the derricks before the oil runs dry. The Shadow War. Let me just see Jinkers. Some say the desert harbors ancient powerful relics, granting issues of terrible hunt for magic lamps before they've been used by the insurgency. Airlift. Insurgents have cut off access to the mountain pass. There's no way to break. So each map is unique. It's got unique challenges, and so it's not like generic maps that it's so replayable, because it's not like you're playing a generic map and it's only got, this is the only things you got. It's got events that are unique to that map, and they've tailored all with different challenges. It's so unique, this counterinsurgency setups. I'm going to show you Saffron Fields. Okay, so we pick it. You also have different governors. I've unlocked this because I've beaten this Saffron Fields. You'll see here, I've beaten it with, well, I didn't play it on easy, but I've won it twice on normal, and then there's brutal, and then there's brutal plus. I think that the brutal is the most realistic. I'll show that to you now, and I'll tell you why a little bit. Yeah, so you got, as you play, you unlock these different governors. The economist gives you annual budget, which is higher than normal. The civil servant is a reliable, he's just a generic one. You can pick these to play that map with. And then you've got a whole lot of governors still to be unlocked. I've unlocked one there that was locked. And each governor gives you certain benefits in that area. Like you've got your foreign ministries, your attorney generals, and you can pick one of each and have this whole lot. Friendly robots, a credit manager, and they give you certain benefits in that map that you can use, and you can employ up to, what's this, six at a time in a map. So I can have one there from this set of and part of it is from the DLC. So I'm not gonna pick any. I'm just gonna pick it. You can just pick it without the advisors, and I'll give you an idea. And I'm gonna pick normal, because normal. This map, this Saffron map, is in a tutorial type map. So I've won it twice on normal. It wasn't too difficult. I lost a few times. I might lose again this time, but we'll play it on normal. The brutal difficulty is, I think, the most realistic, and I'll tell you why. It's really tough. I tried it on brutal a few times, but I've been playing it on normal. It's the most, I think, the most realistic map. And then you've got an extra challenge, is mega brutal, and I don't think that's possible to beat. Then you pick your whatever you name it. Now this is just, if for example, I just want to go back here. You see each map that you have. Sorry, man. Each map. I know I'm split. Each map has different strategic. Different map, so it's of a generic. It's modeled on Afghanistan or Iraq, but it's of a generic country. You got the southern desert. It's vital. The region's population the edge of the region holds most of the region's population. Defending it is vital. Thick forests where they can hide. The insurgents can hide, and they've got their own. And all the insurgencies have different capabilities. I can play the Devil's Peak, I can play the goal, which the events on that map and the capabilities on that. The map defines the scenario, making it much more difficult and much more easy, but offering so much replayability in terms of how you're going to advance, how you're going to tackle that, because you tackle each map differently. This is the most generic map. This is for the tutorial. Alright, so let's just get back there so I can give you, I think I've explained a lot, as much as I can about that. So I'm going to pick normal, and then you can also, then you can name it whatever, And here you can pick to play an arcade scale. This was a recent edition, and you can play real world. And the scenarios, the game has been extensively researched with politics. If you see here, I know I keep going back here, but I just want to show you how good this game is, how they've worked on it. Where is it now? Okay, yeah. I think it's here. Yeah, whilst fictional, Rebel Incorporated. This explains it the best. I know I've gone this long roundabout way of doing it. Whilst fictional, Rebel Inc. explores important real-world issues and made every effort to deal with them sensitively. Rebel Inc. is developed in cooperation with politicians, businesses, journalists, charities, and governments. And it's extensively researched to set up this. It's counterinsurgency. That's really what it is. Oh, sheesh, what's the time? Okay, so we'll play till about, say about 9:45. It's 12 minutes past 9. We'll play to 9:45, just as the opening overview of the game. All right, so now I keep going back there. I just wanted to explain that so you can understand it. Very undeveloped field, I think. I'm new to it. I know I've watched a lot of because I watch board game guys too on YouTube, and I enjoy them because it's also a board game is also great. I don't like board games. You'll know that from me. I hate board games. You never catch me playing a board game with anybody, because I don't like the dice throwing and the calculation, which a computer can do. I mean, really, you can get a computer to do that. Why would you be throwing all the dice? And the only thing, and with board games, you can only play against yourself, or you got to find a person to play against. I mean, how terrible is that? You can't play against the AI. You can't practice. It's an archaic relic of the times. Board games are great because I understand the buying of them and the cards and the manuals, and they're smelling the pieces, and I understand that. Also war games, I understand the painting, so it probably never die, but it also remain a niche, small niche, because people can't be bothered to throw dice and work charts out and sit with hundreds of charts. You want to get to the strategy. You don't want to be throwing all the dice and working that all out. That must be done by a computer, and that's where computers come in. That's why they've taken over. That's why they eventually take over all that. You get digitized board games. I love board games. I love the concept. Some of them are realistic, and it's nice to play. But I can't justify it. I can't do it. So I like to. I'm a single person player. I'm not a multiplayer. So to find opponents and that is just wasting my time. But having said that, this game is well modeled in the board game genre, and I've watched a few of them because I enjoy watching them play it. And it's so this counterinsurgency is an undeveloped field. Let me put it to you that way. I'm going to take realistic, okay? Now I'm going to go through this slowly. Because there's a few pop-ups, not lots of reading, but just to get through it slowly. So I'm also new to this, so I'm learning the nuances, but I kind of know how the game works, which is why I'm showing it to you. So I'm going to go through it slowly and read all the little text so that we can get we don't rush through everything. Okay. The invasion is over and combat forces have been withdrawn. Despite initial hopes of change, the region is unstable and the population feels neglected. Now your job is to come and stabilize the region. Okay. The local government has asked you to lead an operation to stabilize the region. You have full responsibility for all civilian and military matters. Okay, it's typically what happens when the Americans took over Iraq and how they had to stay, but then left. They tried to train up. They do the same. It's exactly the same thing here. So good, eh? This will be the central civilian and military headquarters for your operation. Hopeful Dawn. Choose a location for your HQ. Transport links are helpful, and then press the button. Okay, I understand that. So we can choose any region here. I usually like to pick it separate because in the brutal game, which I'm going to say is more realistic, your troops, when you build troops, you've got coalition troops, they actually have to march to regions. In normal, you get the coalition. I'll show you to you as you go. You get the coalition troops, and then you can select an area to go to, but they just instantly teleport. But in Brutal, you have to do everything. Everything is accounted for. Like if I get the troops here, this is my headquarters. They have to march from it. So I click there, then they have to drive there, and you see the feet going. So that's why I think Brutal is probably the most realistic side of the game. Okay, this gives you this, and then you select it. Now I'm gonna pause it because it immediately starts, so we can go through everything. Okay, so these lit up areas are what you can see, what you have intelligence for. If you look at our region where we put our headquarters, you see us down here, the population percentage. There's so many supporters, that's what we've got, neutrals, and we've got hostilities. Let me see if I can get it. Now this is the region overlay, right? These are the areas that you can see into, you can affect, you can build initiatives or policies there. These you get through intel, all of this here. You won't be able to read down here, but here's the graph of what, and each area, if I go, let me just see, if I go to there, it's a separate zone. It's called that. Each one is called different separate zone, and it tells you how much you got, so what supporters you have there, hostilities, and your neutrals. Now you have to get these areas stabilized. So which means, for example, here it's going to tell you now. Obviously, let me just unpause it so it can tell you. Just go. Okay, there's where the start of the thing. There's your regional stability. You've got to get this up to 100%. This is the people. This is the guys that are against you. These guys here. 17,000 hostile people. They're against you. They want to join the insurgency. The neutrals are just in between. You've got to get each of these areas up to 100% to be on your side, to win the game. Okay, you've got operations. I'll get to operations now. These are all shown to you, so you know what's in there. These are all, and this is each area that you go to is an unstable. It's got to get stable, right? And you're shown how many. You've got no supporters, but you must get up to 100%, which is 410 hostilities. And it will give you local news, because the whole game runs like a real country. Just been taken over. You've just taken it over, and it runs like a real country, like a real place. So you'll build initiatives. You'll send out troops, and then you've got they need to build roads, all this type of stuff. The uniform is rural and accessed by highways. It's predominantly grassland, and 4% of the region is the overall population lives in. There's your total population. You've also got stats. As you grow, you can see what your stability over time, your reputation, your population, your corruption, your money, your insurgents, and your peace. There's your region, and there's you got your reputation. Now this bar on the side, well, it hasn't come yet, but it's going to come now. Your reputation is up to 100%. When that reaches 0, if you have 0, you lose the game. So the idea is to stabilize this while keeping the insurgents out. The insurgents come in, and keeping your population happy by building operations. Now the operations are your initiatives that you build, right? This is the fun trends. You get money based on your reputation. Your reputation and how stable your country is, and you get more money, and you can request more money from the World Bank and all this type of stuff. This is the overview. You have a support level, a corruption, and an inflation. You've got civilian initiatives. Your support level is how much people are supporting you, how supported. Your corruption, every time you do an initiative, you cause corruption. This is very realistic. And the more initiatives you have, the more people are stealing money from you. Corruption lowers your reputation. So there's a balance between corruption and reputation and support. And then your inflation. Your inflation is just how expensive things get. So you can't let your inflation get high, because then it's going to cost you more to do these initiatives. You've got government and you've got military. Okay, there's where you start your policies. There's your corruption, and there's your inflation. Now the rebels in this scenario spawn in the mountains, and you'll see as they spawn as we get. Now the best way to do this is just to play it so you can get a better understanding of how this works. Okay, so I've got a few initiatives I want, and there's your tactics, like you'd have all your advisors and stuff that you picked in the beginning of the game. You've got 36 budget, but it gets higher as you go. Okay, so for civilian initiatives, you read down here, work with the local population to understand their education, health, and sanitation. I want to buy 2 of those. Then it opens up these 2. Provide minimum standard drinking clean water for communities, increase support level, especially amongst the hostile population. But you see, your corruption is, if you buy too much, your corruption is going up depending on what you buy. And how far, if you put too many initiatives in, the corruption goes very high. So you've got to stay, it's a balancing act. It's such a good game. Medical supplies, establish a supply network to ensure medicine gets into the hands of those that need it. Increase support level, especially amongst it. But as you're increasing the support level, you see your corruption is going. And I also like to start with this, rehabilitate existing school buildings, providing staff, community and community trainers where needed. Increase support levels, especially amongst hostile population. Faster rollout. So I'm paying, that's in my budget is down to there. I like to come and take this. District representatives, initially, assign Hopeful Dawn representatives to individual zones so that they can work with community leaders and gather reliable information on what is going on. Gathers intel on zones over time. Now, I like that because this is, you see, we can't see here. We have no intel. If you look here, there's no intel here. You understand? There's no intel here. So we need to get intel on these places in order for us to build initiatives. Okay, so let's have a look here. Government. Okay, so I also like to start with set up a basic hotline website reporting system so that victims of corruption can report abuse of power, such as bribery and nepotism. Decreases the corruption over time. So I like to buy that. That's an expensive one. I also then, this pops up, I also like to take international assistance. Request aid from the global charities and NGOs. Receive extra help in stable. They give you money. They increase it. Now there's nothing, and there's one more. We can also, local militia. You have the military, it's coming. We're gonna, it gets exciting. This is an initiative to expand, hire and arm untrained citizens in order to keep the peace, improve zone security, making it harder for insurgents to take control, but decreases support level. See the balance you have to make. But we're going to buy that because we want the insurgents to make it hard for them to develop in an area. Okay, so we've spent all our money. I'm going to, you see it goes up there. I'm going to let go and let the thing go. See, my support is increasing. See that? See these guys, they're building all these initiatives. And now, see this here? This is the reputation. Now, every time you accept initiatives or you accept things from the health banks, whatever, your reputation, and every time if the insurgents win a war or win and take over an area, your reputation falls. If this reaches 0, it's over. It's over. Okay, you're out. I got $6. I'm just going to let that run a bit more. 9, I'm getting 3. Let's see what else I want here. Let me just see something. I just want to see with the region stability. See, and then here it tells you if you hover over this, and it gives you little icons of what the country needs or what they're short of. Let me give you an example. See now all of these being rolled out. Now this is rolled out in all the regions. This is not just in your main region. This is for Hopeful Dawn, the whole area, the whole country, and it will roll out these policies, these incentives. It does it by itself. You don't need to worry about it. I do want to think about doing that. Outreach office, establish a team to identify ways for Hopeful Dawn to engage efficiently with different parts of the region. Slightly speeds up initiatives in. Now you see there, I'm just. I'll take that. Okay, let's buy that. So that's, and then there's more open up as you go along. Okay. See, I'm increasing there. Regional stability is going up, getting more of this population. Now this figure here, the 16,000. Oh, sorry. The 16,000. See, I've got. Is that the same? 16,800. Just checking it. Yeah, that's your regional of each area. But I think that I'm still learning this game. I think that each area adds to that big total. So I'm assuming these are all your hostilities in the country, and then your total people supporting it that are coming up. And you can if you open the menus. This is automatically paused. This game doesn't keep running. Okay, I've got more incentives I want to do. I actually want this one. I'm not too worried about corruption. It's not so. These are also very good. Significant increases of support and gains. I actually want that one there, because we need to get the support up and running. See, now it's building. See the hammers there? It's building in all these areas. These are big, well, it hasn't written, but these are big population areas. So you could put your HQs in. I like to put it here because in brutal you have to actually walk your troops. You don't just automatically. So it adds a bit of. So 1% significantly increases that. Let's just see what else we can do. I'd want to develop discussions, work with people to understand the economic and business jobs. I'll buy that. And I'll just open up work with local people to understand roads, power, and telecommunications. And I'll open that. I just want to see what my time is. Okay, we got something. You see up here. This is around the world. This is all things happening around the world. You see how it simulates all that while you're playing this. All flavorful, this game. So flavorful. Oh, now this is, you see the willingness of them to talk is minus 41%. There comes a time in the game where the surgeons, if you're hammering them, they'll want to talk. And then you can set up peace negotiations, and you can win the game that way, not just militarily. And this is the number of insurgents, okay? And there's your reputation. Everything's still okay. We don't need anything. They'll tell us if we do. See, we're getting the police. Now I'm just thinking. Okay, so there's our first event. Right, charities prepared to help. A number of major charities and NGOs are prepared to work with Hopeful Dawn to stabilize the region. How will you allow them to operate? Now that came, I'm just going to close this. That came from this initiative. See, now they're going to help us. You've got 4 options there to pick from. Full access allow charities to operate without restrictions. They provide a free initiatives over time, but each one will suddenly increase inflation and corruption. You don't need that. I've never tried that. I always take the funding. Gain some free initiatives over time, but each one is deny access to the region, which is the best way, and they just give you more money. Instead of ask for funds and provide to directly, so you can choose where to spend. So just give me the money. There we go. This will increase. I do want to be careful. What do I need this for? I want. This is very important, and this. But I want this. I know it improves zone security, making it harder for surgeons to take up, increases support level. This is improved security, making it harder for you. This is an important thing to take there, because you want the insurgents. You want to make it difficult for them to take over areas. Very important. And then I want more. Okay, and I want. Let's see if I can afford this. I want more. I want the regional census. because I want more. See my corruption levels? Yeah, it's climbing. You've got to watch it. Up to 30% is okay. Insurgency preparing to attack the region. Military initiatives are now available to deploy soldiers to defend the regions. Okay, so we're going to pause this. We're going to go and hire. We're going to request to temporary deployment of an international coalition soldier unit. Fast and effective in combat, antagonize. They're fast and they're effective, but they get withdrawn over time. Just like in the, the Americans fought in Iraq and that, you withdraw them in time. They don't stay forever, and they fast and free, but they antagonize the population. There's ways about it, how to see. Now you'll see how fast they see they're there. Now now I click on it and I have to put it there. Now immediately he goes there in normal mode, but in brutal mode he has to walk from the capital there, which is more realistic. But we're playing normal. I think it's just to appease the rest of us. I want to put another one out there, very important, because the rebels come fast and fast. Okay, let's employ another one, because we do need them initially, but you've got to train up. Let me just give you an idea. You see here, by the military, you can train your own, but it takes so slow. But you've got to train them up, because you need them, because these are one of our moves. Yeah. Of the time, and you can keep them on. You can keep the coalition success, but it hits your reputation. Yeah. So it's a balancing game. This. Now the reason I put them, they support each other. See, I'm going to put one there. Now these two support each other. This is how combat works. So if for example I'm fighting a war here, if I've got one adjacent, it'll support that one, and I also can build forts. Adjacent to forts also supports each one, so those support. I need 3 of these. I want 3 coalitions. Surgeons are attacking Gulf Sierra, preventing stability. Left unhindered, they will take over the zone. Deploy. Okay, so we start force. Okay. He's going to move down there. And I want to go to there. I want to get more military. I actually want 3 of them buggers, those. See. And they move. The rebels can't go over rivers. They can't over rivers, but they move from region to region, so they're difficult. You have to try and corner them. But they give you tools for that. I'm going to get the 3rd one, because I need it. Initially, we need, you see. Okay, I'm going to move into there. And I'm going to put it there. Just to cover my backs. You want to cut them off. They can't go off into the rivers. Now let's just check. I know my region is stable. There's not much. Nobody's requesting anything. So I'm going to keep building up. Okay, so they're going that way. We want to go there, and we want those to go there. Okay, great. So they're supporting it. Okay. I have to start training these. In fact, I want to. This is interpreters and guides. Embed interpreters and guides and local guides within each soldier unit to help them communicate with the local communities. Soldiers gather an increased level of support. So this is very important to have, because these guys are, I know it's 4, but it's important to get this, because these guys antagonize. So we're going to buy some of that, just to start us off with, and then we're going to, this area is stable. So I've stabilized one area. So this is stable. Security report, no threats detected. It is stable. It's stable. I've got more than the hostilities. So I'm stable in this area. See, it's little. I do want to now buy those. This is our troops. Now you'll see how damn slow they are. Now there they are. Look how slow they are. But you need them. See how the game says, well, I don't want to build these troops but you need them, because these guys are going to die. They're going to leave one day. So you've got to build them up and train them up. It's typical, like they did in Afghanistan, and like the Americans did in Iraq. They had to stay and try and train up the local militia, and these guys are not as good as the coalition. I'm going to bring him down there. Now everywhere they got to walk, so it takes some time to get there. Is there anything I can get? No. I want this. This is 13, so I'm going to wait. And get it. So I need 13 for that, you see. Okay, so I'm going to take that, because that gives me more intel. Very important. This is your coagulate detailed social political data on populations and zones, rapidly gather data in zones over time. So that's very, very important. Here's all the initiatives being built. Now these get built in all the regions. This is done not just for your own little region, this is done for the whole country. There's your money over time, and then of course we've got our stability, how that's improving, our reputation, our population, how corrupt we are, the money that's up and down that we're getting over time, the insurgents and the peace accords. And then we got back to the region. I must just, now in the region, you see there, they need education. So very important, they give you hints as to what. So we are definitely going to buy that and leave that, let that go, and I'm going to buy that. Okay, so we have the coordinates, coordinates of insurgent camp in Foxton, which has been launching attacks on our surrounding zones. Use soldiers or airstrikes to this point. Okay, he's going to go there, and he's going to go there. Oh, hang on, he's going to stay there. He's going to go there. And we don't have any money. Next, we want to get his garrisons. They help support all the. Okay, insurgent camp has been destroyed, setting back the insurgents. The insurgents will now set up a new base camp. Keep an eye on it. Okay, so I actually want to go there, just with the coalition forces. I'm looking to get more. Okay, insurgents take over Foxtrot. So they've taken this area over Foxtrot. Is now controlled by the insurgents. This will reduce your reputation over time. The loss of higher population areas to the insurgents will have a greater impact. So if we lost this area here, or if we lose this area where our headquarters is, we lose the game. It's fine. I've got a. I'm thinking. I want. As usual. We want garrisons. Authorized construction of garrison zones with intel. Suitable locations will be identified over time. Garrisons provide intel and combat support. Very important garrisons, eh? See the time going there. See the time. Now I probably want to put a garrison, but I've got no money. So I have to check that it comes now. Put a garrison. I've got no money for it. It would have been a perfect place to put one. See the time, December 2000. Okay, he's going to send our troops up to there. See how they support. See the line support. This one, you can't have two in the same. Won't fit. But if the adjacent will support. See how the country develops by itself as we go. I just want to check what my... I do want to see. I need medical, and I need, you see all these areas, but see it tells you what it basically needs. Okay, so we're going to get some medical, and we're going to get some literacy drive. Let's get that up. Now, if you look, okay, a new ex-military police chief is now improving security across the region with a no-nonsense approach. He says they'll find it harder to capture zones, but there are few concerns about his methods. So each advisor brings you benefits, but he also brings his negatives with you. Like some of the advisors bring super great policing activities, but they cost high. It's costing you in your budget. This is how this game is. It's off the charts. Such a good game. I do need, let's just look at the region. See, there's where we need, you see the local concern there. And that's because if you look here, the key concern here is health, failure to address will reduce support. So this balancing act all over the place. They've taken we're going to play to get that back, but we've built some schools, we've added some schools in there. I need to train up another. I just want to see if a 10 will do it. Okay, let's just see if I can get another. I need another one. See, they're so slow. Look, he's still training there. Look how slow he is. See how they're supporting each other. Now, why you need to get the rebels is you need to corner them, so because they can escape to this region, they can't cross rivers, so you need to surround them. So now he'll probably escape here because we've got nothing there. So what I want to do is put one there, and then you see, if I put him, that's why I need extra troops. If I put that guy there, he can escape here. You see, this is this whole cat and mouse thing going on here. 30%, 85 station. We've stabilized another one. Hopeful Dawn is accused of ignoring job creation and economic development. Local protests are causing support levels to fall across the region. Get develop initiatives from civil. Okay, so we need jobs. Let's just see what we're looking at. Electricity. Okay, so it's basically what we're looking at. So we'll get some electricity, repair neglected power infrastructure, focusing on supply lines and generating support, increases support level, and speeds up the. Look at our corruption. But we're going to buy that, and we're going to have to buy more corruption decreases here. There's more. So look, your corruption is decreasing your support and your. So corruption is a hell of a thing. Let's just see what he wants. Okay, we want to build a garrison. They're very important. Because now he supports. Put that there. See how the garrison supporting. Reports from healthcare advisors indicate that Hopeful Dawn is overseeing 31% rise in the number of people with access to milk, which is great. I think that's good news. 5,000. What else? We've got to be careful now. See, if you hover over them, you can see what there's no. See, electricity, education is there, but we need more education. I've put education in, and this electricity, which I've done, none there. So education, I've done a lot with education already. Let's buy the school expansion just to keep them. We've also got more telecommunications. You see how it opens up? Dirt roads, main roads, highways. You see how it opens up? All these initiatives open up. This is a good one to also have because you establish PR and media teams to clearly communicate Hopeful Dawn's achievements in the region, control messaging and counter attempts to stir up the skin. It significantly multiplies existing support and future support. Existing and future support level. So we did. It's almost time. This is we're getting into this. Okay, let's play a little bit more. We'll do some more in the next episode, next video. See how they support him. Now this guy needs to go there. He needs to go there so he can support. He can support this guy. And this. Okay, so here. Now, if you look at the military, we've got airstrikes that we can bring out. This is better. The National Travel Logistics provides four-wheel drive vehicles to personnel carriers for national soldiers, enable them to move more efficiently across difficult terrain, increases national soldiers' movement speed and combat strength. Then you also get improved weapons, improved vehicles. This is just, if this opens it up. No, it doesn't yet. I think we've got to have an extra one to open it up. But that helps us move around the area faster. See, now you don't want him to take over your areas yet, so you want to try and minimize. And there's peace negotiations. You'll see it. These guys come back with peace. The rebels, if you take in too much of them, they'll offer peace negotiations. If you get us at peace, you win. basically you can, then the war is over. But and different events come up, like foreign country now, countries supporting. You'll see events come up where there's a country outside this, a foreign country supporting the rebels. And do you want to counter? This whole game is involved. They've well thought out. Okay. It's 1:45. I think we're going to end it for now. Until tomorrow, until our next video. We'll just carry on where we left off. Great game. I think I covered the basics of it. So tomorrow we'll just carry on with it and we'll play maybe 2, 3. We'll finish this. We won't just end this now. We'll finish the scenario. I'll play as many videos as I can to finish the scenario. It won't be just like, oh, I've shown you enough of this. Maybe we're going to finish the scenario and see whether I win or lose. I've won twice, but I've lost a few times too. All right, Sean, until our next video. Sean from Fitz, good day on you.